Welcome back to TalkNorth.com. Thank you for listening. If you can, please download before you listen. It helps our business. I'd also like to thank our producer, Brandon Morton, and let you know if you'd like to sponsor this program or any of the programs on the network, you can reach me at jsouhan47@gmail.com.
Oh, thank you. Thanks, Brian. Where are the Tremerts today?
This is the best show open we've ever had.
Yeah. Are we on the air?
We're on the air, yeah. Happy birthday, Michael.
Okay. Yeah, let's not.
I'll give Michael a round of applause for living another year.
Sometimes there's times where I don't think I'm going to live another day.
And there are times I agree with you.
Or another hour. So
how old are you now?
I don't even know.
Oh, come on.
I can't remember.
Come on.
Can't remember.
48?
Hey, calm down.
Am I right?
No. 48.
52?
Please. No. I feel like I'm 48.
59? Tell me when I get close.
I don't say the ages,
68?
I'm in the 30s. Still. I'm in the 30s forever.
42.
Yeah. There you go. You pegged
really?
it.
Okay, there we go. 42. Boy, you don't look a day over 46.
Yeah, I know.
So how you feeling?
I feel tired. I feel old. I feel like I'm living the dream, though, covering the Minnesota Wild. So.
All right, well, let's talk about that. Yeah. Let's talk about your life.
Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final.
Yeah, so I guess if Brian's around, we do want to get the hockey game on the TVs. We got a bunch of hockey fans in here. We would like to see the Blues-Bruins Game 7. This is the Russo-Souhan Show. He's Michael Russo. This is part of the TalkNorth.com podcast network. Thank you to everybody who came out. Love that our regulars, Vicky and Clyde, are wearing their summer gear now. That's a good sign for all of us. And John Hedges found a light rail that goes to Savage. That's fantastic. Yes. It wasn't a shot. I mean, I appreciate you coming out, So thanks to our sponsors. We are at the Tin Shed in Savage, by the way. The next show we do live here will be June 26th, 7 p.m. It will be our 200th episode of the Russo-Souhan Show, and Brian from Tin Shed will give away 2 tickets to a future Wild game at that show, but you have to be here to sign up for those tickets. They're right here to my right, the sign-up sheet and also the start of the show suggestion box. You have to be here to sign up, and you have to be here to win. So good luck to you. Sign up tonight and come back on the 26th, and Brian will give you 2 tickets to the Wild game. Thanks to Tin Shed and Savage, Twill in the Edina Galleria, Fixology Repair, John Hedges' shops, Tony Hoaglund, your State Farm agent in Champlin, and BiteSquad.com. So, every once in a while we do talk about things other than hockey.
Yeah.
So you've been covering hockey for how many years now?
Next season will be my 25th.
25th.
Yeah.
Wow. And, I was a beat writer for a while. I covered high school sports. I covered the NFL for 4 years. I covered baseball for 5 years. And then I kind of started doing this type of stuff. It's a hard job. I talked about this.
Hard.
I talked about
this. Some days are harder than others. But.
Well, of course, like any job.
Yeah.
But the challenge is you are dealing with the same people in the same organization day after day. And the hardest thing in that job, I know from experience, is ticking somebody off and then still having to deal with them every day.
No, that's it. And right now it seems I tick a lot of people off. So, and by the way, I am distracted now because I'm dealing with about 3 different Wild stories at once, and I stupidly just dropped a bomb on a player. So he's texting me right now. So I might be a little distracted during the show.
That would be so unusual.
But in terms of what you just said, I mean that is the thing that you always have to balance. It was a lot easier in the old days when you didn't have so many mechanisms to tick people off, like podcasts and radio shows, and usually I don't even know what I said or when I said it. that got somebody ticked off. But usually you were able to, Eric Tehachi just wrote a great story about the relationship between a beat writer and a player back in The Athletic like a month ago. And it's so true is back in the old days, it was just such a closer relationship because they weren't almost intimidated by you because they had, in a lot of ways they had less ways of sort of getting burnt. And now it's you just, and a lot of it is on the beat writer as well to not say something that maybe he wouldn't put in print type thing. And so every day it's something. I tell my friends all the time, and my friends witness it. I mean, every day it's something, some sort of fire you're putting out. I think if the fan knew the stuff behind the scenes that you deal with on an everyday basis, at least I do. It's sometimes it gets a little bit of stressful.
And it has changed because, as you said, in the old days, you really only worried about what you wrote and what they read. And now it's, social media has become its own monster. I'm going to look over Mike's shoulder. I can't believe Wayne Gretzky is general manager. Wow. That'd be interesting. Hey, we want to thank Tin Shed for hosting us, and we also thank Lou Nanny for coming out to our last live show. He was a blast, and he was great to all of our listeners and our regulars here. Let's
but in terms of the job, it's still a fun job. It's not as I'm fascinated by people that have real jobs that actually do some heavy lifting. I was talking to somebody yesterday on just via text or whatever that just I think he worked for a nonprofit that goes all over the world, and it's like that's a real job, not what we have or you. Wouldn't it be nice to be a columnist? You write 3 stories a week, do a couple podcasts.
4.
Oh, my God. 4 stories a week. Okay.
4, buddy. That's 33% more than you're giving me credit for.
That was good math. There's no chance I would have been able to do that.
We know.
Yeah.
So now you're 42. You're close to your 25th year of beat writing, and you bought a house. How close are you to growing up?
Maybe that's why I'm having so much anxiety. I'm not close to growing up, but I don't know. It's been fun. Every day, though, it's something. Got the Aero Garden up and working, though. Holy mackerel, I got a little, romaine lettuce now. It's, literally, that big. Got a little spring mix over here. Banana peppers aren't exactly coming in. And then I have another great purchase the other day. So Dave Carroll, Banjo Dave from Trample by Turtles, his dad is amazing with wood, and he's got a whole workshop in his garage that he just sells creates all these unbelievable things. I mean, they're just amazing. And so he made these single cigar humidors where you just put a cigar in there and it's a humidor, and they're absolutely gorgeous. I cannot believe that this guy creates this stuff. Different types of woods, different colors, all this stuff. So I went over to his house the other day just to buy one. And then I'm like, wow, this is unreal. And I wound up buying 3 of them.
Of course you did.
Just for gifts, at this time of year. They are just unreal. I just cannot believe that somebody is able to create this stuff. So if you ever want to get in touch with him, he's got everything, cutting board. And he makes that of ridiculous stuff. So if you ever want to buy some cool gifts or things for the house, I can put you in touch with Banjo Dave's dad. So
what was your best birthday gift that you received?
I haven't gotten any really, not one.
Your family's in town.
No. I would say I think my mom's gift just transcends. She basically furnished my house. My mother, believe it or not, ridiculous amount of money. Good. And then that was her gift, which is good. And my brother was just over there, and he's like, "What do you need for the house?" And I was like, "A hose." And he's like, I'm not getting you a hose. So I actually think he's going to get me my patio furniture. So I got some really cool gifts coming. But in terms of other gifts, not much.
Well, I was talking to my wife.
We're not big gift givers.
I was talking to my wife. I was like, should I get Russo something? We're doing a live show for, and she said,
you should.
And she said, no, because I'm afraid what he would get you. And I thought that was the right answer.
Yeah. So, yep. Just make sure that we're still plugged in here because it kind of went weird here. So
we are live at the Tin Shed in Savage, 952-736-2444. GPS it. It's easy to find. They do events. They have tons of big screen TVs. We're watching Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final right now.
Has Coyle scored yet?
Great food. He scored twice, I think.
Yeah.
No,
wait, I'm being nice. This is a positive show.
Well, that is positive because we like Charlie. Yeah. So it is a positive thing to say. Let me thank our primary sponsor, Twill in the Edina Galleria. Twill in the Edina Galleria, twillmn.com, TWILL on Instagram. It's again, and obviously it's in the Edina Galleria. I love their stuff. I've been wearing their stuff. I'm not wearing their stuff tonight, but I've been wearing their stuff pretty much everywhere. Check them out, twillmn.com. I'm here with my wife, Stacy. We went to Twill in the Edina Galleria the other day. We saw Scott Dayton, and I bought the nicest sport jacket I've ever owned, the most comfortable pants I've ever owned. They're Brax. A nice pair of loafers that I can wear to the ballpark. I think they're called Tracks. And I bought a bunch of Stenstrom short-sleeve shirts to go with my Stenstrom nice dress shirts. And, I used to wear just disposable clothes. Now when I buy something, I buy it at Twill. I know it's going to last me the rest of my life, and it's going to be comfortable.
And on top of that, it's not just the best stuff you've ever had, but it's really everyday things that you can wear and that will fit all occasions.
Yeah, I've worn the Stenstrom short-sleeve shirts every day this week. When I dress up or even just want to look nice at a game or a Lynx game or something, I wear the Stenstrom dress shirts. But really, the Brax pants are the most comfortable I've ever worn. They are more comfortable than jeans. I never thought I'd have anything more comfortable than a broken-in pair of jeans.
And he keeps saying that, Scott, so thank you very much.
Twill in the Edina Galleria, twillmn.com, Twill on Instagram. So my question for you, Michael, is...
To me, this is the coolest part of a hockey game right here, like at the beginning when these guys come out and the things they say to each other. And it's really neat. Like, so at Rexall Place in Edmonton, before they were at the new building there, the only bathroom, like there was no bathroom in the press box. So if you had to use the bathroom, you had to go basically down to the Wild locker room. And so a lot of times, like before the period, I would essentially be there when the Wild were going out. And it's kind of the one of the coolest scenes, all the stuff they do and the little kind of routines that they have here.
And hockey has.
I'm talking about when they, just for people listening on the podcast, I'm talking about when they go out for warm-ups and they do their old, the things they say. I really genuinely believe, I mean, this might sound stupid, but part of the loss of Matt Dumba this year was losing that energy before a game, before a period, of all those weird stuff that he would do to pump up his teammates. Stuff like that matters. And I think that is one thing that Paul Fenton's really banking on this year is that Dumba's going to come back and not only help on the ice, but really kind of be an energy guy for that locker room.
Hockey is still one of those sports where you feel like there's some claustrophobia, where there are limited places for the players to go. The locker rooms are still pretty small. And, baseball, it's gone from having that feel like in the Metrodome where nobody had any room at all to move around to these huge clubhouses where people can go hide or do yoga or something like that. And they always used to tell me when I was covering the Twins that they would love when Bob Casey would come out behind home plate in his little cubbyhole where he did the PA announcing, and he would run over to the dugout to use the bathroom. And so here they are in the middle of the World Series, and they're locking Bob Casey in the bathroom so he can't get back to his PA. I mean, that's hockey still kind of has that feel where, now that would never happen in Target Field because it's too nice and broadcasters don't have to be in places like that.
Yeah, no, have you been to the Wrigley Field visiting clubhouse? Yes. Holy mackerel.
Yeah. And Fenway Park is just as tiny.
God almighty. That place is just like you don't even want to touch anything. Yeah. It's so small. Speaking of practical jokes, so our mutual friend Andrew McCain, Andrew McCain, he's out in Kelowna this week in the Canadian Tour. So yesterday in his Pro-Am, he was with Todd Simpson, Jordan Tutu, and Wade Redden. And I'm telling you right now that Todd Simpson might have been the greatest practical joker that I think I've ever covered. And so I told him a story via text to ask Todd about, but one of the great stories, Todd Simpson. And the only reason why I know it is on this long road trip by the Panthers, we were in Ottawa, and they stayed overnight and were flying to Long Island the next morning to Farmington. And my flight to LaGuardia or something was canceled. And so I remember this is back in the day where you just I called Dwayne Sutter, the coach, up and begged him if I could get on the Panthers charter. So this is the only reason why I know this. But at the beginning of the road trip, Mike Sillinger, leaving Pittsburgh, I might have told this story in the podcast before, cut the nipple holes of Todd Simpson's shirt out of his dress shirt and also stole his sports coat. So Todd Simpson, after the game, had to walk out of the arena with basically a dress shirt with two nipple holes, just showing. So then they get to the next city, and somebody, we assume somebody, stole the nickname of Mike Sillinger was Chops. because he wore all fake teeth. Like, he basically wore dentures. And so before a game, they stole his teeth, okay? And for the rest of the road trip, he had no teeth. He was just gums. And so the only reason why I know this is that we're in Ottawa and we're going through security. So all NHL teams, when they leave